Hey, Victoria here today, and I must warn you, this is what I did last night. I can't even hear myself speak right now. I am deaf, so I am so sorry if I am screaming at you. Anyway, down to business. Today's topic is Demiromanticism. Say that 5 times fast. Demiromanticism, it's kind of hard to say. Demiromanticism. Demiromanticism. Being demiromantic. So you might be wondering what being demiromantic means. It's a very under-discussed topic on Hot Pieces of Base, so I decided it'd be a very good idea to touch base with it. Demiromantic is like that gray area between being aromantic and just romantic. A good way to sum it up is a lot of people go on dates and it's romantic and that's how they fall in love. A demiromantic person will become friends with somebody and get to know them really well, probably build a sort of platonic trust, and then feel a sort of romantic attraction. When it comes to the usage of the word demiromantic in a label, it applies to me very much, but for me personally, I tend not to attach it to myself. I feel like too many labels just gets too complicated to say, and it's one of those things where it doesn't affect me enough to the point where I would actually have to use it. But I don't necessarily discourage it at the same time. I think it really depends on you, like with any form of identification. It really depends on if it just works for you. So I'm going to share with you a bit of my experience with being demiromantic and how aromantic factors play into it as well as romantic factors. Let's start off with one of my more well-remembered squishes. Now, if you want to know what a squish is like an aromantic crush. It's like you see somebody and you become infatuated with them and you really, really, really want to know them. And you just want to be their friend, maybe because of how they look, maybe because you just like their personality, or they seem interesting. And once you get to know them, it's just like, oh, we're friends, that's cool. So here's an experience with my squish. And I'll warn you, I'm not much of an artist, but I figured the drawings were funny. Once upon a time, I met a lad from Germany. And I really, really liked him. In the process of one night, I literally planned how I'd fly back over to Germany to spend the rest of my life with him. It would have been great. We were going to share the same room and spend our lives playing music together. But then, we decided to get to know each other. It was great, and I was absolutely infatuated. There was nothing about this person that I didn't want to know. They were just so interesting, and I adored them. But then, eventually we became friends. And I realized something. The absolutely insane feelings and infatuation I had for them just seemed to disappear. And I was devastated. I was confused. I had no clue what to do. There was a lot of angst. Just look at my face. But then, eventually I surrendered, still incredibly confused, and I remained friends with them. So of course at the time, I didn't really know what a squish was. I just assumed, and this happened with a lot of people, that I was just really, really fickle. And I really didn't know what I wanted in life. And, what was the last thing? I lost interest with people quickly. When in fact, it was really just a squish. It was just my desire to get to know a person. Now, in terms of the romantic side of me, I can honestly only say I felt romantically towards one person in my life, and the person that I have, and I won't mention their name, though most people who know me know who this is. The person it is, like, I literally got to know them as a friend. It started off as like a sort of squish, where I was just like, oh my god, you're interesting. And then kind of went away, and we became friends for a pretty long period of time. Not necessarily close friends, but we were friends. We were people who talk, were companions in a sort of way. And this person actually drives me absolutely insane to this day. And I seem to go between two extremes with them. I go through periods, one of them in which I wrote a poem that's posted on my YouTube channel. Yeah. Anyway, I go through periods with them between just wanting to be with them in the romantic sense and, like, I don't know, do that romantic stuff, like, kiss and say, like, I love you and be infatuated and whatever else that is normally considered romantic. But then also, for a good portion of that time, I kind of want to, like, keep them as my platonic life partner. And a platonic life partner is really more of an aromantic thing, but for me personally, I think I could be equally happy either in a platonic partnership or a romantic relationship, and which one I prefer more really just varies from day to day. I mean, of course, lately, because, you know, Doctor Who and Sherlock Holmes has nothing to do with this, I've been thinking platonic partnership, but there are honestly days where I wake up and I say, I want to be in love with somebody. So I think, to sum it all up, Demiromanticism is just like the best of both worlds. It's something that I'd like to think a lot more people than are recognized for experience, and it's just, I don't know, it's a happy little medium in my opinion. It's not really anything. It's, you can have friends, and you can have romantic relationships, and you can be equally content with either one. And my neighbor just came outside and is looking at me like I'm crazy, so I'm gonna turn my camera off. See you next week. Bye!